In this video, we will be looking at how to solve algebraic fractions. If you are not already confident or have forgotten how to add and take away algebraic fractions, it will be good to refresh your memory by looking at the videos in the description box. It is also helpful to know how to solve quadratic equations, both where the coefficient of x squared is 1 and where the coefficient of x squared is greater than 1. So I will put a link to all of these in the description box for you to have a look at. So here we have to solve the following algebraic fractions and give the answers in the simplest form. Number 1 is x over 2 is equal to 6. So the first thing we want to do is to make sure that our letters that we are looking for are not over any denominator. So we want to try and make these algebraic fractions into linear equations. So first, in order to get rid of the 2 in the denominator, we are going to multiply each side by 2. The 2's on the left-hand side cancel out, so we are left with x is equal to 6 times 2, which is 12. For number 2, we have x over 4 is equal to 5 over 2. So this time we have fractions on both sides of the equal sign. So again, because x is the numerator, we want to try and get rid of the 4, which is in the denominator, and we are going to do that by multiplying both sides by 4. The 4's cancel out on the left-hand side, so we are left with x is equal to 5 times 4 over 2. 5 times 4 is 20, so we can write this as 20 over 2, and if we simplify this, that's equal to 10. So x is equal to 10. For number 3, we have x plus 4 over 6 is equal to 7 over 3. So again, the letter x has a denominator of 6, so we are going to multiply both sides by 6 to get rid of the 6. So the 6's cancel out on the left-hand side, and we are left with x plus 4 is equal to 7 times 6 over 3. So we can rewrite this as x plus 4 is equal to 42 over 3, and 42 over 3 can be simplified into 14. So x plus 4 is equal to 14. If we minus 4 on both sides, we will get x is equal to 10. For number 4, we have x minus 1 over 4 is equal to minus 3. So to get rid of the 4 in the denominator, we are going to multiply both sides by 4. The 4's cancel out on the left-hand side, and we are left with x minus 1 is equal to minus 12. If we then add 1 on both sides, we will be left with x is equal to minus 11. So here for number 1, we have x over 4 plus 5 over 4 is equal to 3. As we can see, both the denominators on the left-hand side are 4, so we can just rewrite this as a single fraction, which would be x plus 5 over 4 is equal to 3. We now need to get rid of the 4 from the denominator, so we can multiply both sides by 4. The 4's cancel out on the left-hand side, and we get x plus 5 is equal to 12. We can then minus 5 on both sides, and that will give us x is equal to 7. For number 2, we've got 3 fractions, and on the left-hand side, we are taking away 2 fractions which both have a denominator of 7. So we can rewrite this as x plus 1 minus 2 over 7 is equal to 3 over 7. So we have written the left-hand side as a single fraction, and we can now simplify the numerator 1 minus 2, and we can rewrite this numerator as x minus 1 over 7 is equal to 3 over 7. We now need to get rid of the 7's in the denominator, so we can do that by multiplying both sides by 7. So the 7's cancel out both in the left-hand side and the right-hand side, and we are left with x minus 1 is equal to 3. If we then add 1 onto both sides, we will have x is equal to 4. For number 3, we have 4x minus 2 over 8 is equal to 3 over 4. So first, we can see that x is in an expression which is in the numerator, and this also has a denominator of 8. So the first thing to do is to get rid of the 8 from the denominator by multiplying both sides by 8. The 8 on the left-hand side cancel out, and we are left with 4x minus 2 is equal to 3 times 8 over 4. The 8 and the 4 on the right-hand side can be simplified, so 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. So we can now rewrite this as 4x minus 2 is equal to 6. If we then add 2 on both sides, we will get 4x is equal to 8, and if we divide both sides by 4, x is equal to 2. For number 4, we have 4x plus 1 over 8 is equal to x minus 3 over 4. So again, we need to get rid of the denominators on both sides, and we can do this by multiplying both sides by 8. So again, the 8's on the left-hand side would cancel out, and we would have 4x plus 1 is equal to 8 multiplied by x minus 3 over 4. We can simplify the 4 and the 8 in the right-hand side. So 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. So we would have 4x plus 1, and we can expand the bracket on the right-hand side with the 2. So 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times minus 3 would give us minus 6. We can now see that there's x terms on both sides of the equal sign. So what we can do is we can minus 2x on both sides, and we would have 4x minus 2x, which would give us just 2x plus 1 is equal to minus 6. If we then take away 1 from both sides, we would have 2x is equal to minus 7. And we would now need to divide both sides by 2, which will give us the answer of x is equal to minus 7 over 2. For number 1, we have x minus 2 over 3 plus x plus 1 over 6 is equal to 5. So as we can see, on the left-hand side, we have two fractions that we need to add and write as a single fraction. So we've got 3 in one denominator and 6 in the other, and the lowest common denominator of 3 and 6 would be 6. So we are going to write this as a single fraction with a denominator of 6. In order to make 3 into 6, we've multiplied by 2, so we're going to multiply the numerator by 2 as well. So that gives us 2 times x minus 2 plus x plus 1, and this is all equal to 5. We can now expand, so 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times minus 2 gives us minus 4. We still have the plus x plus 1, everything over 6 is equal to 5. We've then got some like terms in the numerators that we can add. So we've got 2x plus x, which gives us 3x, and minus 4 plus 1 gives us minus 3. This is still all over 6, and this is equal to 5. To now get rid of the 6, we are going to multiply both sides by 6. So the 6's on the left-hand side cancel out, and we are left with 3x minus 3 is equal to 5 times 6, which is 30. We can then add the 3 on both sides, which will give us 3x is equal to 33. And if we divide both sides by 3, we will have an answer of x is equal to 11. For number 2, we have 5 over x minus 2 is equal to 10 over x plus 2. So here we could first multiply everything by x plus 2 in order to get rid of the second denominator first. And then we could multiply everything again by x minus 2 in order to get rid of the first denominator. However, when we want to get rid of both denominators at the same time and make it a linear equation all in one go, we can just do something called cross multiplication, which means we multiply the first numerator with the second denominator and the second denominator with the first numerator. So this would give us 5 times x plus 2 is equal to 10 times x minus 2. If we now expand the brackets, we will have 5x plus 10 is equal to 10x minus 20. If we then minus 5x on both sides, we will have 10 is equal to 5x minus 20. And if we add 20 to both sides, we will have 30 is equal to 5x. We now need to divide both sides by 5, and the 5's cancel out on the right-hand side, giving us x is equal to 30 over 5, which is 6. In this question, we have 5 over x plus 2 plus 9 over x minus 2 is equal to 2. So first, in order to add the two fractions on the left-hand side, we need to find the lowest common denominator. And to do that, because these are algebraic expressions, we would simply multiply both the denominators, which would be x plus 2 multiplied by x minus 2. To make the first numerator, which is 5, into this denominator, we can see that it is already over x plus 2, but we would have to multiply it by x minus 2. So we would write it as 5 times x minus 2. Then we've got a plus sign, and in order to make the second fraction into this denominator, it is already over x minus 2, so we would just have to multiply it by x plus 2. And this is all equal to 2. If we now expand the brackets both in the numerator and denominator, in the numerator we would have 5x minus 10 plus 9x plus 18, and in the denominator we would have x squared plus 2x minus 2x minus 4, and all this is equal to 2. We can now collect the like terms and simplify both the numerator and denominator. So in the numerator, we've got 5x plus 9x, which would give us 14x. We've got minus 10 plus 18, which would give us 8. And in the denominator, we've got 2x minus 2x, which would cancel out, so we would just have x squared minus 4, and this is all equal to 2. We then want to get rid of the denominator, so we can create a linear equation, and we can do this by cross multiplying. So we will have 14x plus 8 is equal to 2 multiplied by x squared minus 4. If we expand that, we will have 14x plus 8 is equal to 2x squared minus 8. If we then move everything onto just one side, we can see that we can create a quadratic equation because we've got an x squared term, an x term, and also a number term. So if we first minus 14x on the right-hand side, we will have 2x squared minus 14x, and we've got another number term on the left-hand side. So to bring that onto the right-hand side, we can minus 8 on both sides. So we've got negative 8 take away 8, and that would give us minus 16. And this would now all be equal to 0. We can see that all the terms in the equation are divisible by 2. So if we divide all through by 2, we would have x squared minus 7x minus 8 is equal to 0. And we can now solve this quadratic equation by factorising. So we need to look for two numbers that multiply to give us minus 8, and the same two numbers need to add to give us minus 7. So if we look at the factors of 8, we've got 1 and 8 and 2 and 4. But because we're adding to make a negative number, that means the bigger factors would have to be negative. And the factor pair that would work for us is 1 and negative 8. So we can now factorize this quadratic equation as x plus 1 and x minus 8, and this would all be equal to 0. So if x plus 1 is equal to 0, that means x would have to be minus 1. And if x minus 8 is equal to 0, that means x would have to be 8. And these are our two solutions for this algebraic fraction. So here are a few practice questions for you to try. So please feel free to pause the video and have a try independently. For number 1, we have 2x over 6 minus 1 over 6 is equal to 5x over 6. So the first thing we can do is that we can write the fractions on the left-hand side as a single fraction, and we can write it all over 6. So in the numerator, we can just put 2x minus 1. And on the right-hand side, we've got 5x over 6. Because both of these denominators are 6, we could just multiply both sides by 6 to get rid of the denominators, and this would give us 2x minus 1 is equal to 5x. We can then bring all the x terms onto one side. So if we minus 2x on both sides, we will have minus 1 is equal to 3x. And if we now divide both sides by 3, we will have x is equal to minus 1 over 3. And this is our final answer for number 1. For number 2, we have 2 over 5 is equal to 3x plus 1 over 10. So the first thing we can do is multiply both sides by 10 to get rid of the numbers from the denominator. So the 10s cancel out on the right-hand side, and on the left-hand side we can simplify the 5 with the 10. 5 divided by 5 is 1, and 10 divided by 5 is 2. And we can now rewrite this as 2 times 2 is equal to 3x plus 1. 2 times 2 is 4, so we can write 4 is equal to 3x plus 1. And if we minus 1 on both sides, we will have 3 is equal to 3x. And if we now divide both sides by 3, we will have 1 is equal to x, which is the same as x is equal to 1. For number 3, we have 4 over x minus 3 plus 3 over x plus 2 is equal to 2. So first, we will have to combine the left-hand side into a single fraction by writing it with a common denominator and adding the numerators. And to get the common denominator, we will multiply x minus 3 with x plus 2. To write the first numerator, we will multiply it with x plus 2. So we will have 4 times x plus 2. And we are adding the two fractions, so we will put a plus sign and then 3. And we are now going to multiply this with the first denominator, which is x minus 3. And this is all now equal to 2. We will now expand all the brackets in the numerator and denominator. So for the numerator, we will have 4x plus 8 plus 3x minus 9 over x squared plus 2x minus 3x minus 6. And this is all now equal to 2. We'll now collect all the like terms that we have in the numerator. So we've got 4x plus 3x, which is 7x, and we've got 8 minus 9, which gives us minus 1. In the denominator, we have x squared. We then have 2x minus 3x, which would just be minus x, and we've also got minus 6. And this is all equal to 2. To get rid of the quadratic from the denominator, we are going to cross multiply it with the 2. So this will now give us a linear equation, and we will have 7x minus 1 is equal to 2 times x squared minus x minus 6. If we expand that, we will have 7x minus 1 is equal to 2x squared minus 2x minus 12. Now this is a quadratic equation, and in order to solve it, we first have to make sure that it is equal to 0. So we are going to minus 7x on both sides. And this will give us 2x squared, and minus 2x minus 7x would be minus 9x. And we also have the minus 1 on the left-hand side, so we are going to add 1 on both sides. So we have minus 12 plus 1, which would be minus 11. And now this is all equal to 0. So now this is a quadratic equation with a coefficient of x squared. And in order to solve it, we can first factorize it by looking for two numbers that multiply to give us minus 22. And those same two numbers need to add to give us minus 9. So if we look at the factors of 22, we've got 1 and 22 and 2 and 11. But because we are adding to get a negative number, that means the bigger number would have to be negative. So if we look at which pair gives us minus 9 when we add, it is 2 and negative 11. So this is the factor pair that we will be using, and we can now factorize this equation by splitting the middle term and rewrite this as 2x squared plus 2x minus 11x minus 11 is equal to 0. And we can now split this and factorize the first half. We can factorize 2x and put x plus 1 in the brackets, and the bracket has to be same on the other side. And in order to make x into minus 11x, we would have to multiply it by minus 11. So we can now write the two factors as 2x minus 11 and x plus 1, and this is all equal to 0. So if 2x minus 11 is equal to 0, that means x would have to be 11 over 2. And if x plus 1 is equal to 0, that means x would have to be minus 1. And these are our two solutions for this question.